The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the world outside, but against the voice that speaks within you. Every day, from the moment you awaken until you close your eyes at night, your mind is engaged in a constant conversation. It whispers in your ear when no one else is listening. It declares your abilities, your fears, your worth, and your destiny. If you do not take charge of this inner dialogue, it will take charge of you, and it will lead you into defeat. Consider this truth. Every man and woman who has ever risen to greatness first learned to master their inner conversation. The world may have called them fools, failures, or dreamers, but within themselves they heard a louder, more powerful voice that declared, "Of you are capable. You are worthy. You will succeed." And because they believed that voice, they achieved what others thought impossible. What then is the secret? It is this: you must deliberately control and direct the words you speak to yourself. If you fill your mind with doubt, it will give birth to hesitation. If you nurture fear, it will produce failure. But if you plant within yourself the seeds of faith, courage, and determination, your mind will respond with power, confidence, and unstoppable action. Pause for a moment and reflect. How many times in your life have you spoken words of defeat to yourself? Perhaps you whispered, "I cannot do this," or "I am not good enough," or "Others are more fortunate than I." Those phrases are poison. They enter quietly, but they slowly destroy your belief in yourself. They chain your potential and rob you of your strength before you ever take the first step. It will deliver exactly what you command of it. When you say, "I can't," the mind shuts down and refuses to find a way. When you say, "I will," the mind immediately begins searching for solutions. The difference between failure and success often lies in nothing more than the words repeated in the silence of your own thoughts. Therefore, make it your daily habit to speak with intention. Train yourself to replace every negative phrase with one of power. Instead of saying, "I cannot afford it," declare, "I will find a way to create it." Instead of saying, "I am too weak," declare, "I am growing stronger each day." Instead of saying, "This is impossible," proclaim, "This is difficult, but it shall be done." Words spoken within yourself are not idle. They are commands to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious never argues. It simply accepts and acts. If you fill it with weakness, weakness will grow. If you feed it strength, strength will multiply. The results you see in your outer world are nothing more than the reflection of the conversation you allow within. This is why the most successful people guard their inner talk as a soldier guards his fortress. They do not permit the enemy of doubt to cross the walls. They do not allow fear to whisper unchecked. Instead, they keep their minds filled with affirmations of victory, visions of achievement, and declarations of purpose. And so must you. Each morning, before the world has the chance to speak to you, speak to yourself. Declare your vision. Affirm your strength. Command your mind to serve you, not sabotage you. Throughout the day, when challenges arise, do not surrender to the voice of weakness. Drown it out with words of power. Say to yourself, "I was born to overcome. I was created to succeed. I will not stop until my vision is complete." Remember this eternal truth. You are the master of your inner conversation, and your inner conversation is the master of your destiny. Control it, direct it, and make it your ally. For once your inner voice speaks only with power and faith, no obstacle on earth will ever silence you. A mind without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, adrift upon an endless ocean, tossed by every wind, driven by every current, and destined to crash upon unseen rocks. It is not the storms of life that destroy a person, but the absence of a clear direction. Purpose is the rudder. Purpose is the captain. Purpose is the power that transforms wandering thoughts into disciplined action and scattered energy into focused achievement. Look closely at those who fail to rise beyond mediocrity, and you will discover this common flaw: they live without a definite aim. They drift from one idea to another, from one desire to another, never fastening their minds on a single, burning objective. Their thoughts scatter like seeds cast upon barren ground, never taking root, never producing a harvest. But those who achieve greatness, whether in wealth, influence, invention, or leadership, are men and women of unwavering purpose. Their thoughts do not wander like clouds. They march like soldiers, all aligned toward a single mission. They know what they want. They decide where they are going, and then they command every thought, every action, and every resource to serve that end. Your mind is a magnificent engine capable of producing miracles. But like an engine, it requires direction. Without rails, even the strongest locomotive is powerless. Without a map, even the swiftest traveler is lost. The mind left undirected wastes its energy in idle dreaming. The mind fixed upon a definite purpose becomes a force so powerful that nothing on earth can resist it. How, then, do you direct your thoughts with definite purpose? The first step is to decide exactly what it is you want out of life. Not vaguely, not half-heartedly, but with precision. A half-defined goal produces half-hearted results. Do not say, I wish to be successful. Success is too broad, too uncertain. Define it. Say, I will create a business that serves 1 million people. Say, I will achieve financial freedom within 10 years. Say, I will become a leader in my field. Once the purpose is decided, engrave it into your mind until it becomes a burning obsession. Write it down. Repeat it daily. Visualize it so clearly that you feel it already accomplished. For when your purpose is burned into your consciousness, your thoughts will automatically align with it. Every idea that arises will be measured against this aim. Every action you take will either carry you toward it or away from it, and you will learn to discard anything that does not serve your definite objective. This is the secret to unwavering focus. Purpose sharpens the mind as a whetstone sharpens the blade. With purpose, distractions lose their power. With purpose, obstacles become stepping stones. With purpose, even failures are transformed into lessons that strengthen your resolve. Consider the river. When its waters are scattered across the plain, they produce nothing more than mud and marshes. But when the same waters are gathered into a single channel, they gain such power that they can carve valleys, move rocks, and generate electricity. So it is with the mind. Scattered thoughts produce confusion and weakness. Directed thoughts, channeled into a definite purpose, produce power and achievement. Each morning, remind yourself of your aim. Carry it with you in your heart and on your lips. When doubts arise, when distractions tempt you, when difficulties press against you, return to your purpose and say, this is where I am going, and nothing shall turn me aside. Remember this truth: the world does not reward the wanderer, the drifter, or the dreamer without aim. The world yields its treasures to the one who knows what he wants and demands it with the full force of his mind. Direct your thoughts with definite purpose, and you will cease to be a victim of chance. You will become the master of circumstance, the captain of your fate, and the architect of your destiny. Every man and woman at some point in life encounters adversity. It comes in many forms: failure, rejection, loss, disappointment, betrayal. Most people view adversity as a curse, an enemy, a burden too heavy to bear. They shrink under its weight, curse their circumstances, and surrender to despair. Yet, those who rise to greatness view adversity differently. They see in it a hidden blessing, a teacher, a gift wrapped in pain but filled with power. Understand this truth: adversity is not sent to destroy you, but to strengthen you. Within every difficulty lies the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. The storms of life are not designed to break you. They are designed to reveal the depth of your character, to awaken the hidden reserves of your spirit, and to prepare you for heights you could never reach without them. Think of fire. Fire consumes the weak and the unprepared, but it also refines gold, making it pure, resilient, and precious. Adversity is the fire of life. It burns away weakness, it melts away excuses, and it leaves behind only the essence of true strength. If you run from adversity, you run from the very process that forges greatness. How, then, do you transform adversity into fuel? The first step is to change your perspective. When defeat knocks on your door, do not ask, why has this happened to me? Instead, ask, what lesson is hidden here? What strength is being built within me? This shift in attitude turns every setback into a stepping stone. It allows you to stand taller even in the face of failure because you know that no experience is wasted when you choose to extract wisdom from it. The second step is to refuse surrender. Adversity will test your willpower. It will whisper, "Give up. This is too hard. This dream is not meant for you." But remember, adversity is not the voice of truth. It is the challenge designed to prove how deeply you desire your vision. Those who give up at the first sign of difficulty were never serious in their pursuit. Those who persist in the face of adversity are the ones who discover the treasures hidden beyond it. The third step is to convert pain into power. Every disappointment carries energy. You can let it crush you, or you can harness it as fuel. The greatest inventors, leaders, and builders of history were often men and women who suffered immense defeat. Instead of letting failure destroy them, they turned it into determination. Instead of letting rejection close their hearts, they used it as a spark to try again. They did not merely survive adversity. They used it to propel themselves beyond ordinary limits. Consider the seed buried in the soil. In darkness, pressed beneath the weight of earth, it could surrender and rot away. But instead, it uses the very pressure of the soil to grow roots deeper and stronger. It pushes upward, breaking through rock and clay until at last it emerges into the sunlight as a tree. So must you treat adversity. Do not lie buried beneath it. Use its weight to push yourself upward until you break through into light. The final step is gratitude. Yes, gratitude even for adversity. For when you look back on your journey, you will realize that your greatest strengths were born in your darkest hours. The lessons you learned in hardship became the very tools of your success. What once felt like an enemy will be seen as your greatest ally. So I say to you, never curse adversity. Embrace it, transform it, let it refine you. For when you learn to turn defeat into determination, rejection into resilience, and loss into wisdom, you become unstoppable. Adversity is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your greatness. No mind exists in isolation. Whether you realize it or not, your thoughts, your beliefs, and even your actions are constantly being influenced by the company you keep. The words you hear, the attitudes you witness, the habits of those around you, they seep quietly into your subconscious like water into the soil. If you surround yourself with fear, doubt, and negativity, do not be surprised when those very weeds begin to grow in your own mental garden. But if you choose to surround yourself with faith, vision, and harmony, your own mind will rise to heights you never thought possible. Understand this: your environment is either the greatest ally of your success or its silent assassin. You cannot hope to maintain an unbreakable positive mental attitude if your days are spent with complainers, skeptics, and dream killers. Their words will chip away at your faith. Their doubts will echo in your own thoughts. And their lack of vision will blind your ability to see opportunity. Greatness demands a conscious choice. You must deliberately create an atmosphere that nourishes your mind instead of poisoning it. This means selecting your companions with care. Associate with those who lift your spirit, not those who drag it down. Walk with those who encourage your dreams, not those who laugh at them. Share your time with people whose very presence sparks your ambition, sharpens your character, and expands your vision. Think of iron sharpened by iron. When two strong minds meet in harmony, each becomes sharper, clearer, more determined. Ideas are exchanged, courage is multiplied, and enthusiasm grows. One inspired conversation can ignite a fire within you that burns for years. But the opposite is also true. One toxic voice can extinguish the flame of your ambition if you allow it too close to your heart. This is why the wisest achievers surround themselves with harmonious minds. They form alliances with people of vision and integrity. They build friendships with those who believe in possibility. They create circles of trust where encouragement, not criticism, is the language spoken. In such an environment, their minds are constantly nourished, and their spirits remain unshaken, even when difficulties arise. But harmony is not found only in companions. It must also be cultivated within your own family, workplace, and daily environment. If conflict, envy, and negativity dominate your surroundings, you must become the force that changes the atmosphere. Refuse to add fuel to arguments. Refuse to participate in gossip. Refuse to echo complaints. Instead, be the one who speaks words of encouragement, who injects faith where others spread doubt, who lifts spirits when others sink into despair. By doing so, you not only protect your own mental attitude, but you inspire those around you to rise as well. Consider the farmer. He does not scatter seeds upon hard, dry rock, hoping for a miracle harvest. He selects fertile soil, rich and ready, because he knows the environment determines the fruit. In the same way, you must plant your dreams and your efforts in an environment of harmony, encouragement, and vision. Otherwise, the seeds of your success will wither before they ever take root. And let us not forget, harmony attracts opportunity. People are drawn to those who radiate positive energy and refuse to dwell in conflict. When your circle is filled with supportive, high-minded individuals, doors open more easily. Partnerships form naturally. Success accelerates not because of luck, but because harmony multiplies strength while discord destroys it. Therefore, take a bold step today. Evaluate your associations. Do the people around me strengthen my belief or weaken it? Do they encourage my growth or hinder it? Do they speak words that build or words that break? Be courageous enough to distance yourself from voices that poison your spirit, and wise enough to walk closely with those who nurture your vision. Surround yourself with harmonious minds, and you will discover that your own mind becomes clearer, stronger, and unshakable. In harmony lies the soil of greatness. In harmony lies the power to sustain your positive mental attitude against every challenge. Build such an atmosphere around you, and success will not just be possible, it will be inevitable. An unbreakable positive mental attitude is not built in a single day. It is not something you stumble upon by chance, nor is it a gift reserved for the fortunate few. It is forged through daily discipline, consistent, deliberate training of the mind, until positive thinking becomes not an effort, but a habit as natural as breathing. Just as the athlete does not achieve strength by lifting weights once, you will not achieve mental mastery by speaking affirmations for a single day. Growth comes through repetition. Power comes through practice. Victory comes through discipline. If you wish to command your mind, you must train it daily with the same rigor a warrior trains his body. The first act of discipline begins each morning. Before the noise of the world floods your thoughts, you must take control of them. Set aside a few moments of silence to direct your mind. Read a passage of wisdom, speak words of faith, or visualize the life you are determined to create. This daily ritual is the foundation of your mental fortress. Without it, you risk beginning the day as a servant to circumstance rather than the master of it. The second act of discipline is the control of your attention. Throughout the day, your mind will be tempted to wander. It will be drawn to distractions, to gossip, to worry, to fear. You must seize it firmly and direct it back toward your purpose. Discipline is the ability to say, "No, I will not give my thoughts to this. I will not waste my energy here. I will focus on what serves my vision." With this practice, you learn to command your mind instead of being commanded by it. The third act of discipline is the guarding of your words. What you speak is what you reinforce. Every negative statement strengthens doubt. Every positive declaration strengthens faith. Discipline yourself to speak only words that empower you and inspire others. Refuse idle complaints. Refuse careless criticism. Speak as if your words were seeds, because they are, and each will grow into the fruit of your future. The fourth act of discipline is the control of your emotions. Emotions are powerful servants, but dangerous masters. Anger, fear, and discouragement can seize control of the mind if left unchecked. Discipline does not mean suppressing emotions. It means directing them. Anger, when disciplined, becomes fuel for justice. Fear, when disciplined, becomes caution that sharpens wisdom. Even sorrow, when disciplined, becomes compassion. Master your emotions, and they will serve your purpose. Let them master you, and they will destroy it. The fifth act of discipline is persistence. No matter how faithfully you train your mind, there will be days when negativity creeps in, when discouragement knocks at your door, when failure attempts to shake your resolve. On those days, discipline demands that you press forward regardless of how you feel. Do the work. Speak the words. Hold the vision. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about consistency. Remember this: discipline is freedom. A man who cannot control his thoughts is a prisoner, even if he sits on a throne. But a man who commands his mind is free, even in the face of hardship. Through daily discipline, you develop the strength to rise above circumstances, the clarity to see beyond obstacles, and the resilience to keep moving when others give up. So make discipline your daily companion. Rise each morning determined to train your mind. Guard your attention, your words, your emotions, and your habits. Refuse to let a single day pass without strengthening your mental attitude. For in this discipline lies the secret to mastery. When practiced faithfully, daily mental discipline will transform your attitude into something unshakable, unyielding, unbreakable. And once your attitude is unbreakable, so too will be your destiny. My friends, you now hold in your hands 5 eternal keys: the mastery of your inner conversation, the directing of your thoughts with definite purpose, the transformation of adversity into fuel, the surrounding of yourself with harmonious minds, and the daily discipline that forges unbreakable strength. Each of these is a pillar, and together they form the foundation of an unshakable positive mental attitude. With it, you will not merely survive the trials of life, you will command them. You will not merely dream of success, you will create it. Remember this truth: the world will test you, circumstances will rise against you, doubt will whisper, fear will knock, failure will come. Yet none of these forces can conquer a mind that has been trained, disciplined, and directed with purpose. The choice is yours. Will you let your thoughts drift like a ship without a rudder, or will you seize the wheel and chart the course toward your destiny? Will you crumble under adversity, or will you rise upon it like an eagle upon the storm? Will you walk with those who weaken you, or with those who inspire you? Will you live as a servant to circumstance, or as the master of your fate? Decide today, decide now, that you will never again surrender your mind to negativity. Decide that you will speak words of power, think thoughts of victory, and act with unshakable faith. For once your mental attitude is unbreakable, so too shall your success be unstoppable. The future does not belong to the timid or the doubting. It belongs to those who dare to believe, those who discipline their minds, and those who press forward with courage no matter the obstacle. So rise up, take command of your thoughts, build within yourself an attitude so strong, so positive, so unyielding that nothing on earth can break it. And when you do, you will discover that life itself bends in obedience to the will of the one who refuses to be broken. Your destiny awaits. Claim it with an unbreakable mind.